Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So what I thought I would do today is to talk about the 5 things that really helps strengthen and stabilize your yoga practice that I've done over the years that have made me much stronger and more able to do more things in yoga with regard to arm balances or headstands or handstands. And it's really fun to be able to do those kinds of things because it brings you to the next level and you feel stronger and you feel like you have more stability as you get older. So one of the first and very important things that you should try to do is try to have the proper breathing. Without getting too technical, basically what you need to do is slow down your breath, take bigger breaths in and longer breaths out. So, in everyday life, it seems like we take these short breaths, and what we need to do is really just kind of slow down, and it will help with your endurance because, breathing properly is definitely going to stop you from losing your breath. And so if you can try to do that, take a long breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Again, a long breath in and a very long breath out. And as you do, let the air hit the back of your throat and it will make that sound like an ocean. So if you can kind of get that sound going, then you will be more aware of the way you're breathing. So the second thing is to add some push-ups to at least your chaturangas. When you do a chaturanga, try to add 1 to 2 push-ups on the way down and also on the way back if you can. That's what I started doing, and I couldn't believe how much stronger it made me in my practice and how much stronger I was doing arm balances or handstands. So what I do is, if I do full push-ups, but you don't have to if you're just starting out doing push-ups, but I do, come from the plank and my elbows go straight back and I don't go all the way down, and then I push back up. And I do about 3 of them. And then I go to up dog, and then I go another couple push-ups if I can, back to down dog. But what you can do is, instead of doing a full push-up, when you get to plank, you can drop your knees and try to do the same thing. Elbows going straight back and adding what you can. If you can do 2 to 3, that would be perfect. And then you come back up to up dog. And then before you go back to down dog, try to do at least 1 to 2. And that will really add a lot to your yoga practice, and you won't believe how much stronger you get and how quickly you become stronger. Another great way to strengthen your arms is to do it from down dog and go from down dog to dolphin pose and back up again. So what you do is you start off in down dog and bring your feet in a little bit closer than you normally would. Bring your arms down to dolphin, walk your feet in a little bit more. Suck your abs in, soften your rib cage, and then just push right up into down dog and then come back to dolphin. And push up and then come down. So if you're just hanging out in a down dog position because there's a little bit of lag time in the class, then the best thing to do is, instead of just hanging out in down dog, just try to add some push-ups going down to dolphin. And that will really help strengthen your practice too. So my next suggestion that really helped me as well, not only be a little bit stronger, but also look a little bit more defined, is adding a contraction all over your body, to every muscle in your body, no matter what pose you're in, for at least 2 to 3 seconds. So let's just take, for instance, crescent pose. What we'll do is, we'll bend the front knee, the back leg is nice and straight. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna contract your quads and your hamstrings, and then same thing on the back leg. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to pull your feet in toward one another. So that's adding the contraction in your glutes as well, and also your calves. Then you're gonna suck your abs in real tight and really contract your ab muscles. And then your arms. And hold it for 2 to 3 seconds. And then you can go to your next pose, warrior two. Same thing. Squeeze your arms nice and tight, suck your abs in real tight, squeeze your quads and your hamstrings, and pull your feet in toward one another. And just try to get that 2 to 3 second, just holding the contraction. And then you can move on to the next pose. Same thing. Adding the contraction to any pose that you're in. Try to pull your feet toward one another. Abs are tight, arms are tight and squeezed. No matter what you do, try to get that 2 to 3 seconds of holding the contraction. There's something to be said for, contracting your muscles and holding them, because you don't necessarily always have to lift weights, to get definition, but holding that real nice and tight, that'll really help. So one of the other things that I really like to do is to make sure that I hold each pose for a little bit longer. Sometimes you can go to instructors' classes and they can be a little faster than others. So even if they're going, at a faster pace than you're used to, take a couple extra seconds just to hold any pose that you're in. So no matter what pose you're in, whether it be down dog or, just lifting your leg, they usually want to go right into the next pose. I like to lift my legs, squeeze my abs, push my shoulders back, make sure my back heel is flat on the floor and flex, but really squeeze that back leg nice and tight. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs, squeeze your arms, and then come forward. You don't have to hold it for quite that long, but just right here, 1, 2, 3, squeeze everything, and then come forward and hold 1, 2, 3, and back. And then 1, 2, 3, and forward. That's the pace that you should be going at. Sometimes instructors will be really fast, and I don't really like that, because I like to get that contraction and holding that pose and really feeling like I'm in the right position. So if you can try to do that too, I think that really does help. So my last suggestion is to try to incorporate some arm balances into your practice. Even if you're not doing the full arm balance, if you can at least try to get into the position and try to get just a little bit of hang time, it's so empowering. It makes you feel so strong, and it's just a great feeling to do it. So if you just tell yourself that you can try and maybe use some blocks or an extra mat because you're afraid you're going to fall. I mean, you're not going to fall very far, but still you can kind of bonk your nose or something if you really don't know what you're doing. But the most important thing with arm balances is to get your body weight forward. I think that's usually why people can't really get into an arm balance, because they're not forward enough. So let's take, for instance, crow pose. So you put your arms under your knees and your knees right into your armpits, and if you can just barely lift your feet up, that's enough. But you've got to get your weight forward. So the more forward you are, the better off you're going to be. And it doesn't matter what arm balance you're doing. You have to come as far forward as you can. So I like to do arm balances because, first of all, they're really fun and it really spices up your practice. So, whatever you can do, if the instructor's, giving you a little bit of time to try something, I would say try it. It's really a lot of fun. But see how far forward I get? And it adds, strength and stability. And then you feel so empowered that you're like, I want to try the next one. So it makes class that much more fun, but it also gives you a better workout. It increases your heart rate, you start breathing a little harder, you get a little bit of cardio. And one of the biggest questions I get from people is they say, is yoga really that great of a workout? Well, yeah, it is. If you're adding arm balances, adding contractions, holding your poses longer, breathing properly, all of those things are really going to help to increase, your practice, but not only increase, your ability, but also increase how many calories you're burning, how you're working your muscles, and it really does help with, definition and strength. So there's, it's just as good of a workout as any other workout. It just depends on how much you're willing to put into it. One of the other things that I really love about yoga is at the very end, we lay in Savasana, which is like dead man's pose. And it's just so relaxing. You can reflect back on your practice and think about the things that you've accomplished if you've tried something new and feel good about it. You can lay there and think about what you're thankful for, maybe set some goals. And I think it really helps with mind and body awareness, which is really important. Also, I think yoga is great for relieving stress and anxiety, which we have a lot of right now. And we normally do anyway, but now it's even heightened. So if you've never done a yoga class before, try it. I think it will really help with any stress and anxiety that you have. I think a group setting is always really good because when you have other people around you, I just think that it's just a good feeling to have other people doing what you're doing and knowing that everybody is getting something really good out of it. So I hope you liked this video, you guys. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down and tell me why. Remember, if we're all holistic, we can be hot at any age. So let's all be holistic hotties together. But if you could, please hit that subscribe button, and I do appreciate all your support and all your wonderful comments. So I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.